Hello everyone. So in this video, we're going to be discussing week 2 and what you are expected to turn in for this week. So if you head to our syllabus under course calendar, week 2 is the 20th to the 24th. We're finishing up chapter 8 and completing all of chapter 9. We do have assignments due Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So Tuesday, you need to complete the Learn Smarts through Connect. Thursday, the tareas through Connect. There's a rough draft due on Blackboard on Sunday, as well as your first quiz, which will be through Connect. So let's go through so that you can understand what's expected of you for each of these assignments. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll head to Connect for the Learn Smart and tareas to see what those are, since those are due first. So this is what it looks like on my end, but I'm going to switch to student view so that we can see what it looks like for you. So yesterday you were finishing up with the pre-quiz. So the pre-quiz was due yesterday. What you should see that you have coming up are these items here. So it'll tell you the due date. So chapter 1 de viaje, July 21st. Okay, so here, this is what tells us whether it is a Learn Smart, this icon here. So Learn Smart and Learn Smart, you have activities for chapter 8, that's we're finished, that we didn't do last week, as well as chapter 9, those are available here. And then you have the rest of the tareas from chapter 8. You'll see the Learn Smarts correspond with the tareas, and the tareas from chapter 9. So I did kind of want to go through and show you kind of what you should be doing on the Learn Smarts, because I know some people were struggling with those, particularly because a lot of it is in Spanish now. So with the Learn Smarts, the really great thing about Learn Smarts is that it kind of like makes you, it kind of like forces you to practice until you get the correct response, okay? So if you need help with understanding what it says, what I would say is do the best that you can in terms of using context clues, right? So selecciona looks like select, right? Selecciona la forma correcta del verbo ser en pretérito para completar la frase. So the biggest things you have to know is ser, pretérito. And what we're trying to figure out here is what form of ser in the past tense are we going to be using? And what we need to think about is what the subject is, or the noun. So the subject in this case is concierto. And that's not a person, so it's going to be under the third person singular. So maybe we think so. We'll see which one it is. So el concierto is the noun that we need to modify with the verb. The verb is ser. So these are all, first of all, these are all the verbs ser. So that's kind of hard because you're like, you know, if one of the verbs was different, then maybe that would be an indication to you. So what we can eliminate is anything that is plural. So fueron, we know, is wrong because fueron is plural. But fui, fuiste, and fue are all singular. And this is singular, but we have to think, is it the yo form? No, because it's not talking about yourself. Is it the tú form? Well, no, because it's not talking about you. So it must be fue, which refers to the él, ella, usted, or it singular. Okay, so it'll be something similar in those terms. And you guys will get used to these definitely as we keep going. And as well for the tareas, let's kind of check out some of these tareas so that you guys are not having, I know that some of them are a little bit more difficult than others. Okay, I do try to get a good mix for you. Okay, so here we've got a little bit of kind of culture going on, right? We're trying to understand the different días festivos. That's the theme for this chapter. So it tells us, escuche las respuestas de Cecilia mientras las lee, luego lea cada pregunta e indica la respuesta correspondiente, right? So escucha, listen, while she's reading, right? And then read the questions and indicate the responding response, right? ¿Cuáles son las celebraciones más importantes de su país? Okay, so we have these couple of options here, right? So your goal, it would be what you're supposed to do is listen and try to understand what is being said while she's saying it, right? So it gives you the option here of reading it while you're also listening, so that shouldn't make it as difficult as if you were just listening, right? So we'll go to the next one, right? So these more have to do with vocabulary. This is to help you kind of get some practice with the vocabulary that you are seeing, right? Para cada palabra o frase, indique la letra de la parte correspondiente de la imagen. So let's try and check this out and see what we can try to figure out. Okay, so we'll see what is this, right? We have H. So we'll go through and we'll think, well, is it bailar, botanas, regalos, tarjetas, velas? Oh, well, I think maybe it is this one, right? So you'll put the H where it corresponds to. So hopefully that kind of helps you a little bit more. If you do have trouble, and you have the option here where you can check your work. Oh, well, we got this one right. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully this will help you a little bit to continue with the assignments. Remember, you can always use wordreference.com. This will help you with very specific phrases and words if you're having any trouble. Okay. So there was the Connect activities. You also have quiz 1, which remember all of our quizzes are oral with a partner. So I'm going to show you this instructor grading. I might have to show you from my point of view what it looks like, okay? So in these quizzes, you will see, let me see if I can show the preview. Okay. So what you'll be doing here is, as it tells you, get with a partner and answer the questions, right? What you'll see here is that you have been listed with a partner already. Some of you have one partner, you also might have 2 partners, okay? So what you need to do with your partner is coordinate. Figure out a time that works best for both of you or all 3 of you so that you can complete this before Sunday. So you have access to it starting on, I believe, Wednesday. Okay. So it starts Wednesday at 6 a.m. and it is due the 26th, which is Sunday, by midnight. Okay, so if you have any issues either getting in contact with your partner or having them respond to you to set up a time, please reach out to me. Okay, so those are all the activities with Connect. So let's go to Blackboard. Okay, so if you head over here to course content, you'll see that you also have access to what we've got going on in Connect over here as well. And then we have our rough draft, and it gives you here the instructions. Okay, so you're going to be writing a rough draft and a final draft. Okay, they have to be typed double space Times New Roman 12-point font. Okay. It should be at least 150 words and at most 250 words. Okay, when you write this composition, you can only use grammar structures that we have seen so far in the class. Okay, 50% may be deducted if you're suspected of using a translator. You cannot have any tutors or assistants while writing your draft, but you may use word reference, as I said before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a grade for your rough draft, and that grade is going to be based on, did you follow the instructions, which is basically, did you follow the prompt? The prompt is things that you did before quarantine started. So are you telling me something that is completely not related to this? Or are you getting off topic? Or are you following the prompt? I'm also asking you to use regular and irregular verbs in the preterite. So if you're using only the present tense, you're not following instructions. The preterite is the simple past that we've just been working on, right? And here I gave you an example. Antes de comenzar la cuarentena, visité a mis padres y trabajé en un restaurante. Bien. Also, are you following the minimum length of words? Is it at least 150 words? Is it more than 250? Are you following the guidelines I sent out, which is double space, Times New Roman, 12-point font? And then I've given you here the accent marks that you may need when you are writing it, okay? So this is where you'll turn in your rough draft in course content on Blackboard. And this is due Sunday before midnight, okay? So you've got these things to work on this week. So I would definitely say that, you know, we're getting into the swing of things. We're on week 2 of our course. And remember that because there's only 5 weeks in this class, each week is about 3 weeks. So when this week ends, we'll be about 6 weeks in if it was a traditional semester. So that's why it seems like maybe it moves a little fast or there's a lot of work. It's because we're trying to fit what people would normally do in 15 weeks in only 5 weeks, okay? So if you have any questions about what we've got going on, please let me know. You have Learn Smarts through Connect on Tuesday, the Tareas on Connect by Thursday, the Blackboard Rough Draft on Sunday, as well as Quiz 1, which will be through Connect, that you need to work on with a partner. So what you need to do is very, very important. You need to get with your partner that you see in Connect and try to see if you can set up a time that works for both of you or all 3 of you before Sunday, okay?